What if one of Africa's richest men just pledged $700 million, not to oil, not to business, but to educating Nigeria's youth? That promise could change the future for hundreds of thousands. That's exactly what Aliko Dangote announced at the 2025 Doha Forum, a bold plan to invest $700 million over 10 years into Nigerian education. What Dangote is promising? A big bet on education. According to the announcement, the fund will support over 155,000 Nigerians across secondary schools and universities. The aim? To reduce the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria and to build a skilled workforce capable of supporting national industrial and economic growth. The initiative will run over 10 years, after which it will be reviewed, signaling a long-term commitment rather than a one-off donation. Dangote emphasized that training and education are critical for Africa, with its population of about 1.4 billion people, to unlock human potential and create economic opportunity at scale. Why this matters, but also why it's more than just a donation. 1. Massive scale, bridging the education gap. Nigeria has long struggled with educational access, out-of-school children, and underfunded schools. A commitment of this magnitude, 155,000 beneficiaries over a decade, could significantly shift those numbers, especially if it reaches underserved regions. 2. Aligning education with industry needs. Dangote's own companies, refinery, manufacturing, petrochemicals, already require a skilled workforce. This fund could help train students in STEM, engineering, and technical fields, building a talent pipeline that matches Nigeria's developmental needs. 3. Complementing public sector efforts, expanding education investment. With government funds like TET Fund already working to support tertiary institutions, this private sector injection could provide complementary resources, scholarships, infrastructure, training, or innovations, especially important given Nigeria's size and population growth. 4. Long-term vision and stability. Because the commitment spans a decade, it suggests patience and a long-term view, not quick philanthropy, but structural investment, potentially contributing to generational change. What to watch, risks, challenges, and key variables. 1. Transparency and accountability. For such a large fund, implementation matters. There must be transparent selection of beneficiaries, monitoring, fair distribution, and public reporting to avoid misuse or favoritism. 2. Inclusiveness, urban and rural balance. For real impact, the fund must reach rural, underserved areas, not just big cities or already privileged students. 3. Complementary support. Scholarships alone aren't enough. Support would need to include school infrastructure, qualified teachers, learning materials, and mentorship to truly uplift education quality. 4. Sustainability and follow-through. The pledge must go beyond speeches. Commitment and follow-through over 10 years will test resolve, especially if economic or political conditions shift. 5. Coordination with government and institutions. Collaboration with existing national education programs is essential to avoid redundancy and ensure smooth integration with state-run schools or universities. What it could look like, potential outcomes. Scenario, result, transparent and well-managed funding across regions and levels of education. Reduction in out-of-school numbers, more skilled graduates, improved access for underprivileged youths. Focus on STEM and technical training linked to industry needs. Creation of a workforce capable of supporting refineries, manufacturing, tech, building industrial growth. Scholarships plus support services, transport, housing, mentorship, increased tertiary enrollment and completion, reduced student dropout due to economic hardship. Collaboration with public education funds and institutions. Strengthening of national education infrastructure, more schools, better facilities, long-term education reform. Broad outreach, rural and urban, public and private schools, more inclusive development, and long-term social impact across Nigeria. What should we watch next? Key questions moving forward. 1. How will the 155,000 beneficiaries be selected? What criteria will be used? Will there be priority for underprivileged areas? 2. Will there be transparency mechanisms? Regular audits, public reporting, and accountability for funds will be vital. 3. Which educational fields will be prioritized? Secondary school, university, vocational or technical training, STEM, arts? 4. How will the fund complement existing government efforts? TET fund, public school funding? Is there coordination? 5. What time frame and milestones will be used for success evaluation? Midterm review after 5 years? Annual reporting? Final thought. A bold vision if it's done right. A $700 million education fund from Dangote isn't just charity. It's a bold vision for Nigeria's future. If implemented with transparency, fairness, and a focus on real educational transformation, it could help shape the next generation of engineers, doctors, researchers, and enable Nigeria to build a stronger economy from within. For everyday Nigerians, students, parents, communities, this could be a door opening to opportunity, empowerment, and change. But that door must be opened wide and kept open. Let's wait, watch, and hope the promise becomes reality.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.